Okay guys, we're gonna make a pop-up page and we're gonna need these measurements. So this is gonna be pop-up page 4. So you're just gonna pause me and you're gonna write it down if you like. Let's just zoom this in. Yep, this time is the meaning that you can pause me, but I'm gonna tell you as well. So I'm gonna use 2 different weights again. So for the booklet I'm gonna use 160 gram. You're gonna need to cut down a 8 1/4 by 7 1/4. Then another piece of paper cut 8 1/4 by 7 3/4, score 1/2 inch and glue these 2 together. That's the big booklet. Then we're gonna need a 120 grams for the inside pockets. You definitely need to keep it down with the bulk. We do need 2 times, so you just cut 2 times 9 1/4 by 6 1/2, score 1/2 inch and 3 sides, so you have 2 large pockets. You're gonna put your design paper on it and glue this down into your booklet. Alright, then we're gonna make a big fold out, also 120 grams. Cut 11 1/2 by 5, then another piece of paper cut 11 1/2 by 5 1/2, score 1/2 inch, glue these 2 together and put design paper on. Then we're gonna cut 2 long strips, 160 gram, because we do need the strength. I'm gonna cut 9 3/4 by 2 and as well another piece of paper cut 7 1/2 by 2. This piece we're going to glue down on this one, but I'm going to show you in the video. We're going to draw a 1 inch and we're going to score a 2 inch. Then we're going to make 2 little tunnels, also 160 grams. Cut 4 7/8 by 3/4, score 1/2 inch and a 2 3/4. Glue these 2 together. And then we have some more. Yeah, this is just glue the big fold out on the long strips. Draw a line 2 inch. Glue tunnels till that line. But I'm all going to show you during the video. And then the last measurements for the pull out tag. I also going to use a 120 grams. Cut 10 by 5, fold half and put design paper on. Then for the pop up, cut 11 by 4 1/2, score 1/2 and cut a 3 mm diagonal and also put design paper on. So those are the measurements for those who want to pause this one as well and write it down. Those are my measurements for this big tag. So that fits on my big tunnel. Just like that. I am going to glue this down. But also the closure mechanism that I also made on this tag already. I'm going to make on this one. So this, I'm gonna put that in the trash. So glad that this works. So happy with. So thank you so much and have fun making this tag. Hello guys. Yesterday I spent a whole day for 1 page and I'm still not satisfied with the end. So I'm gonna make a redo. Let's see if it then works better. So yes, maybe I'm just going to skip that video and I'm going to use this, but just to let you know that it's not that easy. Okay, so I'm going to give you the measurements after, because first I need to try it out again. So, but just in case this works, I am going to film this. So I'm going to cut my first page for a 7 1/4 by 8 1/4. Yeah, and that this is pretty much the same size, so I'm just gonna leave this. I always can cut this down. Alright, next. My next one is a 7 3/4. 7 3/4 by 8 1/4. That's the same size, and then we score 1/2 inch. And then this nee, schat, je bent net buiten geweest. Je bent net buiten geweest. Ja. En je vrouwtje is zo terug. Alright, so we score 1/2 inch and we're going to glue these together. So we're gonna make a large booklet. Here we go. I definitely need to take her out. Can't risk it that she is doing her needs in the house, so just take her out. It's nice weather. Alright, so we're just gonna apply this on top. And then we have a nice large booklet. Yep. Okay. Phase 1. Then we're going to make some inside pockets. I did that with my first tryout. And I must say, it is doable. But if you, yeah, you can choose, of course. But just see how I do it. And then you can decide if you're going to leave this out or not. So I'm going to cut 9/3/8. 9/3/8. That's this one. By 6.5. And then we're going to score 3 sides 1/2 inch. So it's going to be a pocket. So 1 long side and 2 small ones. Alright, we're going to do that one more because 1 pocket is not enough. So again, a 9/3/8 by 6.5. And again, we're going to score 1/2 inch long side and 1/2 inch the short sides. Okay, put some tape on. If you are also a tape user, and then otherwise you just can use your glue, of course. Use whatever you are happy with. Where is my little tool? Oh, it's this side. So can you imagine, the page is pretty done, but there is a malfunction thing that I like to try to fix, because yeah, I'm not completely satisfied how it turns out. And if you spend such a long time to do this page, then the outcome needs to be perfect, in my opinion. So that's why I'm gonna keep going till I am satisfied with it. So this morning I woke up and like, no, it's not it. So the mechanism is not perfect. So I'm gonna try to see what I did wrong or how I can change it. So I have an idea on how to change it, so I'm gonna see if that works. But first we're gonna apply these pockets. So the inside pocket is going to be on the outside, of course. Check. Why is my pocket, well, it's just a little, why my pocket is a little tiny bigger? Well, it's a fraction. It's a fraction, but why is that? Why is that? This is a 8/1/4 and I did not cut it. This is a 9/3/8, so this could be a 1/8 shorter. A 9.5. I think that will be better. See, it's always good. A 9/3/8. No, a 9/3/8. Can we change that in a 9/1/4? Okay. Because this is a little larger. And I think, alright, so But for now, mine is okay. So like I told you, I'm gonna give you the measurements afterwards. All right, so we're gonna apply this pocket. And we're gonna stay away from the fold line at least a couple millimeters. And how much? Oh, this one is going out. I have already a new one ready. So how much? Well, a 3/4 millimeter, maybe even a 1/4, but at least a few millimeters away. Is this one larger than that one? Yeah, this is bigger. That's okay. It will do the trick. Here we go. Peel this off. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the other pocket. We're also going to stay a little away from the edges. I also do the different weights of papers just to keep the bulk down. So the booklets I use 160 gram, and for these pockets I use 120 gram. So if you have the ability to use different weights of paper, this is my first project that I do, and maybe I'm gonna like it, I don't know, but sometimes I just think the weight is so much that I want to use lighter paper, especially for papers, things that are not that neat for big papers. Like these pockets, you don't need thick paper for. Alright, so we're gonna put design paper on this one first before we're continuing. So what paper? Well, yesterday I used different papers. So now I have a backup paper, otherwise the amount of papers will not be the same. So I'm gonna put design paper on here and I'll come back to you. But at the end, I definitely gonna show you which papers I actually used from the correct paper sets. Alright? Okay, so this time I used the orange stripe. So that was not that difficult. Alright, that was phase one. Not that difficult. Next, we are going to make a big fold out. For this one, we're also going to use a lighter weight of papers. Otherwise, it's going to be way too heavy. So we're going to cut down a 11.5. 11.5 by 5. And we're going to grab another one, and this one is going to be 11.5 by 5.5. This one was 5, wasn't it? Yep. Now we're going to cut a 11.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score 1/2 inch. Where is my score? Oh, here it is. A score 1/2 inch. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna apply some tape. Peel off a little corner, and we're gonna apply this other piece the best we can, as straight as possible. Here we go. Then we're gonna fold this in half. Yeah, you also can unfold this and use the full way. Okay, so then you have this. Alright, so I have my hinge piece right here, and this is the place, so the back is nice clean, but this, we're gonna decorate some papers on here. Alright, so the best tip that I can give you is stay away a little from the edges. So we're gonna make a little larger black edge. Alright, we can do this. Okay, I changed my mind a little bit to see if this works better. So instead of this, I change it in this direction. Maybe that's the case, that is wrong. So put this away and let's go to the next step. Okay, next we're gonna cut some long strips. You're definitely gonna need the 160 gram for this. So I'm gonna grab my Clairefontaine because I know this is thick. So hope it's not too thick. Alright, so we're gonna cut a 2-inch. Oh, we do need another one. And we do need another one. And we do need another one. Okay. So I have 4 long strips. The first one we're going to cut a 9 3/4. The next one we're going to cut also a 9 3/4 because we do need 2 pieces. This piece we're going to score 2-inch. Same thing on the other one. 2-inch, and we're going to draw a line or make a mark, that's up to you, 1 inch. So you can do this, or you also can, where is my little ruler? You also can make a line. Alright, so 1 inch from the top. One inch from the top. So this is our first strip. Looks like. Make sure that your fold line is straight. Okay, so we have a 1 inch drawing and a 2-inch scoring. So that's our first. Now we're going to cut another piece. And I thought it was a 7.5. Yep, 7.5. So our next 2 strips, we're going to cut a 7.5. Because my first page, I thought it was that this is maybe too fragile for that big card to pull. So this time I am gonna reduce or enforce, that is maybe the better name for it. I'm gonna reinforce this long strip. This one needs to bend, but this time this one, and I'm gonna apply this a little away from the fold line. We're just gonna apply this on top here. So let's see if this does the trick. Okay, let's glue down the other piece on. And again, stay away, just 1 millimeter away from that fold line. And let's reinforce this. Okay. So that is done. This is nice, thick, cool. But this also needs to bend later. So I need the strength from this piece and I need to bend the the top. So this is, I think, my solution. Fingers crossed. Alright, next we're gonna make two little tunnels. And those two little tunnels need to fit over it. So I'm wondering if that, if my measurement that I have, if that still works. So let's give that a try. Also the 160 gram. So we're going to cut a strip. I'm first going to try it out for you guys. So I'm going to cut a 3/4 by a 4 3/4. And I'm going to score 1/2 inch and a 258. 258. So we're gonna fold this just like that. Let me try the first one for you guys. Very important that it slides well, so it needs to fit in here. It is fitting, but I think we can make it just a tiny little bit larger. Let's just, I'm here to test this out for you guys. So let's not make it a 4 3/4 but a 4 7/8. 4 7/8. Let's just try it out by 3/4. And we definitely need to score this 1/2 inch. That is true. Yes, but the 258, we're gonna change that in a 2 3/4. Let's see. Let's see if this is better. Alright, so just fold this back. Close this down. Let's see, grab our strip. And then we're just gonna see, yeah, this moves so much better. This we need, we definitely want this. Alright, so this is just too tight. This the first time it worked, but now I reinforced this, so we need to make it a little larger. So again, yeah. Alright, so a 3/4 by 4 7/8. 4 7/8, and we're going to score 1/2 inch and a 2 3/4. Yes. Okay, we're going to fold this down. And there we go. Cool. Alright, so let's see. We have our tag, our big fold out, and we have our tunnels, and we have our little strips. Okay, so what we're gonna do, it's very important that you're gonna glue your fold line on these little strips right here till that mark. Alright, so if I'm gonna apply glue till the drawing, so we're gonna flip this over. Your fold line is here, okay, so you can open this up. Fold line, okay, that is we're going to apply here, and I'm just gonna apply this. Yeah, I'm gonna eyeball this in the middle, a little to the left. I don't know what the best way is, but I'm just gonna, let's say 1 inch away from this edge. I think that's a nice spot. Alright, finish this down. Yes, we're gonna do the same thing with this piece. Till the mark. And same thing here. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Does not have to be perfect 1 inch, but just keep away a little 1 inch from the edge. Very important, the fold line needs to glue in. Alright, let's burnish this down. Okay, so this is how it looks. Yes. Alright, so we are going to put this back. And the meaning is that this is going to be right here. Cool. Now we're going to make a 2 inch drawing, a line. So I'm just going to take the middle. Does not make that big important, but 2 inch, and you can make a nice drawing. Okay, 2 inch. Then we're going to take this piece, and the meaning is that our tunnels, we're going to place this on here. Same thing with this one. Okay, so what is the meaning? The meaning is that these tunnels are going to be placed till the drawing. So the top of the tunnel needs to place down till the drawing. Alright, and then this fold line, I better can show you this, does not go with the end of your page. So this is actually what we're gonna need. Alright, so this is gonna line up at the top. The middle of your fold out needs to be exactly the middle of your big base. Alright, so that is what we're gonna need to do. So line this up. The middle is very important, because if this does not fold right, then there is no card. Alright, so you're gonna line this up, and you're gonna line this one up the best you can. Line this up, guys, and the top. Yes, if that is correct, then yeah, what's the best way? I don't know. Maybe you can hold this down. Yeah, I also I'm out of frame a little bit. What's the best way? I don't know. You just can't find a way. Let me hold this one down, and then I'm gonna move my, oh, I also moved. I'm gonna move my little guy here, and now I just need to find a way to put glue on here. So I'm just gonna lift this up. I'm gonna put some glue on here. First try I also made it with fold double, but that's also not that easy. Just find a way to make it easy, but it's not always easy. Alright, I have already glue on. That's maybe also not easy. I don't know. Maybe we can put glue on later. Let's just give that a try. So we're gonna line this up, the middle, the top, the middle, check, check, check. Everything is checked. Let's see if this method works better. Line this up. Good heaven, especially on camera. Da, da, da. Alright, but then I don't see where this line is as well. That is also not working. This is not working. This is not working. Again. Line this up, 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 middle. I'm just gonna hold this down. Hold this down, hold this down. Lift this up. Good Lord. Till the mark. Alright, till the mark. Is it straight? Is it straight? Is it straight? This is the spot. Lift this up. Yep, okay. I'm gonna leave this on because I still believe that that is better than put it on later, but just find a way, guys. Practice a little. Maybe. I don't know what the best way is. Line this up. Well, you just can move this, so what you just have to, maybe you think, why not apply these little tons earlier? Well, you need the distance, you need to make the distance, so you definitely need those two to see where the distance is. Alright, because otherwise you don't have the middle. So this is what I have right now. So that is actually the only thing that's very, very important. You have the middle. You also can do this way. You have the middle, and then you only need to see where these little guys are. And maybe then you're going to glue it down. Maybe that's also a nice way. But anyway, that's what we have so far, and this needs to fall down. So far, so cool. Alright, next step. Okay guys, next is a very simple thing. We are going to cut, and I also gonna use thinner paper. Do I have a leftover? Let's see. Needs to be 10, so this is not fitting. Alright, then I just need to pull a new one. So my next one is a 10 by 5. 10 by 5, and we're gonna score this halfway. Not score, we're gonna fold this halfway. You also can score this. I'm gonna fold this halfway, and we're gonna apply a piece of papers on here. I like to use this one. This also needs to stay away a little from the edge. This piece. There we go. Smooch the edges. There we go. Glue this on. It's not that big black edge actually, but it was better if I made it a little big better. And now it's a small black edge, but okay, not that big of a deal. It's just very important that this folds easily. Alright, so let's grab back our page. Let's open this up. And we're going to make sure that our fold line is going to be just on the edge, as normal as we do with this. Just keep it here. That's the same way. Alright. And of course our middle needs to be still in the middle. So check if everything is in the middle. Hold this down. Yep, okay. Now we are going to apply this piece on here. And also, if you're going to glue this down, check that your middle is going to be in the middle here as well. So hold it down. Put some glue on, not at the back. Stay in the middle. Stay 2 millimeters away from your tunnel. Alright. Let's glue down this piece. Check if everything is in the middle and burnish it down. Check if there is something to clean off, and you just do that right away, of course. Alright, I'm still going to hold this, and then I'm just going to apply glue on the tunnels. Here we go, and then we're just gonna put this back. I'm still holding it, I'm just still holding it, so everything stays in the fold line. Alright, burnish this down. There we go. We're gonna put this away for a moment and let's get to the next step. Okay guys, oh my gosh, I can't wait till everything works. So our next step, do we have a leftover piece? I don't know, it needs to be 4.5. Okay. So next step is a 4.5. Yeah, let's do it this way. 4.5 by 11, and we're going to score 1/2 inch alongside. Here we go. Let's fold this in half. Now what I like to do is make a little mark of 3 millimeters. Yeah, or 1/8, that is also fine. Let's keep in inches. I'm just gonna make a mark. And then I'm just gonna cut from fold line till that mark. You also can eyeball it, that is totally fine, but this is how I like to do it. And we're gonna fold these hinges. What this cutout does is it says how large this pop-up gonna be stand up, and I think I like this. Then we are going to apply paper, and I'm going to use this one. I already pre-cut it. Still using backup papers. And then this piece on the other side. Alright, the moment of truth is almost there. If it works, if it works. Oh, this is not correct cut. I don't know why. Don't know why. Maybe I want to do this too quickly because I want to finish this page. I definitely want to finish this page, guys. I'm so done with it. Alright, that is correct. This time is better. Yes. Alright, let's grab back our page. I've made a mark at 2 3/4 right here in the middle. If you want to do that. Then we're gonna fold this together, and this piece right here, this fold line, I'm gonna line that up with that mark, and then I also gonna line up that diagonal cut, and then I'm gonna watch where this is going to be. Oh, maybe let's check it out. I thought it would, yeah, I think we still are okay with here. Actually, I want to fit this completely. Let's just check if we can do that. If I'm gonna do this a little lower, then I have the full piece, meaning that I just need to cut this just a little bit further. Yeah, I do like this better. So I want to stay in this paper, this little corner right here, the end of this corner, I want to stay on this black. So that is what I like. So, and if that means that you need to cut this a little bit, then please do. Yep, I think I like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this here, and I'm going to put glue on this piece right here. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to grab my full page and I'm going to fold it back. Alright, satisfying. Yeah, this page is huge. I know. I know. But you like to have pop-up pages, so here you get it. So, let's fold the other side back. And let's glue the other side. Here we go. Okay, fold it back. Oh my gosh, the moment of truth is there. You need to have this dry, of course. I'm gonna let this dry. We'll burnish it down very, very well. Okay, our first pop-up. Ta-da! Nice, I like it. I like it. Clean up the things that you need to clean up. cool. So, yep, and then, yeah, I think this is straight enough if you open this up. Yep, I like it. Cool. Now, let us check, because I am gonna put design paper on the front right here, but not before I know if this is working. All right, let's check it out. Okay guys, my heart is pumping right now because I did test it out without you. And it worked! Oh my gosh! Oops. It worked! Yes, 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 yes. So the meaning is you open this up, you have two pockets here, and then this little guy you just pull out. Oh, ta-da! And then you have nice 4 photo mats. So if you're gonna add pictures in your album, then I would recommend that you leave this plain or you glue down your pictures right away. So don't do double, otherwise this page is gonna be way too thick. So use your pictures or design paper, not both. But yeah, and then you're just gonna pull this back. Oh my gosh, this works! Yay! I think the reinforcement absolutely works, and that I flip this is maybe also doing the trick. I don't know, but yes! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, now I'm happy. Oh, cool! It worked. We made a pop-up card. Okay. Yep. And I'm gonna show you the other one that was not working. That was this one, so you can see right away which papers that I use. So I used the black and white, then the orange, the same one, and then this is also the same one, and then I use this the other way. That's this one, but it does not go back for itself. So I thought these strips right here at the bottom, because now I just have to move it back, and you don't want that. So that is why I reinforced these strips at the back, because now there is a good reinforcement for that long strip that I add extra on. So that was the trick. And I do like that this is this direction as well. So I don't know if that is also doing the trick. I don't know. But it worked. Yeah. I'm so happy. Cool. Gosh, you cannot make me happier than this. So I'm gonna give you all the measurements. And you can do this yourself. Yeah. Okay. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, because I was having this on here and I was thinking about that closure that I want. What closure that I want. This page is pretty thick and I could not make any gussets with this one because everything needs to go in the fold line. So I could not make a thickness that we did with the previous page. So I want a good closure, that this is not... So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make something nice. So let's see. Let's grab a leftover piece and let's cut this the same size. You can do this as well together with me. This is just, I'm gonna make a template. Let's go wild. Alright, so what I like to do is first see where the middle is. That's here. Okay. Maybe not needed to make a line, but just in case. Then I am gonna make a mark 1/2 inch or 1 inch. Same thing on here. 1/2 inch or 1 inch, and I'm gonna make a line as well. This is just to keep it all straight. Alright, that's the start. Let's grab a tag that I had that is from this collection. But put this in the middle. And you can keep it straight with helping these lines. So we're just going to draw whatever you like to draw. That's not needed if you're gonna need everything, but that's the first step. Okay, maybe, oh, that's out. Maybe we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Here we go. All right, so that's the first step. Then I'm gonna go to the outside. So I'm gonna grab this tag and I'm just gonna make a nice round corner. I want to use the same one on this side. Alright, that's the ending. Cool. Now let's continuing. Let's make another round piece. So I'm gonna line this line up with the first small curve. And then you have this corner right here. This. There is where I'm going to start. So line this up with this one and then where this starts. And then I'm just going to make another fold line. Not fold line, guys. Another drawing. I'm going to do the same thing with here. So where this starts and where this lines up. Alright, let's redraw whatever we want. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm gonna grab my ruler because I think that's enough to cut out. So I'm gonna use this first little piece. I definitely want to keep. But this last one, that's too much. So I'm gonna line this up where my pencil mark is gonna start the drawing. And I'm just gonna keep this, I'm gonna, I call that, what's the word with that? Connect these two. So I'm just gonna see where my pencil mark is going and where this is going. And then I'm just gonna redraw. Collect these. So it looks very strange right now, but let me cut this out. And I am gonna cut just along the white. And then I'm gonna see what we just have create. If I like it or not. Maybe I like to change maybe something, but as you can see, I'm just gonna let the white on. So still want to see my white drawings. So here we have our small curve, and then we go till the end where we also have a little curve. Yeah, okay. So we still see my drawings, but now if you flip this over, it's not that much, but I like it. See? That's cool. And now we have a nice template. Let me zoom out again a little bit further. Alright, so now what we have is a nice piece. This is going to be my template, by the way. Now we can see how high I want this. And I'm going to make two. So again, I am going to cut down a leftover piece. I have plenty leftover pieces right here. Here we go. Another nice piece. So again, I'm going to cut the same size. I do need another one, but let me first do one. Cut this the correct size, and we first going to draw it. Oh, this is black on black. That's not handy, but we can do this. And there you go. Yep. Now if you like, then you can cut right away your design paper with this one. So let's say, I don't know which one that I want, but normally I like to have a piece that's a little less busy. So let's say we're going to use this one. So first I'm going to cut the same size. And we also need a back, front and back. So this is the front, and let me do this one for the back. So again, same size. Here we go. So this is the front and this is the back. So the back definitely needs to be seen on the back. Okay. I can cut this out, of course, as this is the front, but I'm just going to put this behind it. So front, back, cardstock. Just place everything nicely equal. And if you have a clamp, put one on, or two. And I'm going to start right here to cut that out. There's my first cutting. I'm going to put my clamp back. Little round one, first big round one, another round one, move this to here, and I'm going to round that up. Here we go. And now this is ready. Just gonna remove my pencil mark. Here we go. We're gonna smooch the edges, of course. Makes everything better. And then you can decide if you want to cut this shorter, but I think I like this how it already is. As close as I can get to the edges. There we go. Put that on. Oh, I forgot to cut the edges. Wait just a sec. I forgot to cut this tiny little bit shorter. Alright. And now I have already a nice black edge all the way around. Okay, this one I am going to wait a little longer before I'm going to glue this one on, because I do not know exactly. I think I'm just going to put an eyelet in here and then with a ribbon, I think, but I'm not sure just yet. But for now, this is what I want. Now I'm going to make the other one as well on this side, and then I'm going to decide how far I want to have these two from each other. Is that a deal? So I'm gonna search another one, another piece. I think this one fits nice. Nope, it's a little shorter, but that's okay. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna make another one. So yeah, we made a nice template. Not that difficult, is it? No, we can do that. So I'm gonna make another one, also with a front and back, and then I'll come back to you. You can do this, definitely. Okay guys, what is nice? We still, by the way, can make a thread closure. I just love that. But you know that by now already. I'm just gonna draw first the middle of this page. Then I want to be at least 1.5 away. So that means that I can make my fold line. So I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to make my mark here at the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Make my mark and make my mark right here. Okay, let's make a fold line at that mark. And of course we do need some extra, so I'm gonna make my 1/4 extra. I think that's enough for this page, and then the rest we just can keep it on. You don't need to cut it down. Fold line, 1/4 extra. Okay, let's fold this. Just made a number, but why is that just on top this? So I know where my other design paper needs to fit on, because you cut that exactly the same. Alright, so then this is what I want. So we just can place this here. And then the other one, of course, on the other side. Yes, 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 yes. And then it looks like this. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. Let me first put design paper on here. Front, back. And then I still think... Yeah, do you like a swing tab? Or do you want to use a ribbon? It is up to you guys. It is up to you what you like to use. This one we used earlier. Maybe this one. Or maybe even a nice dark orange. Or a swing tab. Not a swing tab, a wound piece. I know I like that so much. I just keep doing that, I know. But it's sturdy, it's tight. I'm gonna see what I want. If I'm gonna do that, with what paper do I then? Maybe this one, it's the same. Let's just say that I'm gonna do this. You need to do what you love to do, isn't it? So I'm just going to give you options, like I just told you. You can do an eyelet in here and then use your ribbon. It's an option. All options. but you also can do this one. It's an option. It's all an option. But I'm gonna do this. Yep, sorry guys. I just love it too much. And I believe it's even tighter than a ribbon closure, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Go. And if you do this, then you definitely need to wait before you're gonna put your design paper on the back. But that you know already, don't you? There we go. Punch that down. Smooth the edges, you know the drills. Then I'm gonna put my brad in, a hole inside. Put this on its place. Yeah, 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 yeah. Guys, what do you think so far? What do you think? All the pages are too chaotic, too thick. I don't know, but yeah, pop-up pages are thick. They just are. And I just love to add even more thickness into it. But yeah, sometimes you just need to do what you love. Doing it. We just have to. Like I said in the beginning, I do love pop-up pages, but I think it's only to see something move or popping up. And I just like to add some more pockets so you can add more pictures inside. Add more. Less is more, somebody said to me. Yep, it is. Absolutely. But I just want to have some, how you call that? Practical pages. Not only to see. And the pop-up pages, most of the pop-up pages and albums, I do love them. Absolutely, don't get me wrong. I love them. But most of them are just to watch, not to put something inside. But maybe that's just me. Alright, I'm gonna decorate this and then I'll come back to you in a second. So now it's time to put everything on. And yep, that you can do that. Okay, let's add them on. This is the back. Alright, so I added some tape on. Now it's just a matter of seeing where this needs to go. Peel off your tape. Just to make sure that yes. Okay, I moved so much now already. Alright, place this. I think this is the best way. That I have my, no, it's the back that's needed. Good heaven, how difficult can this be? I need to have the back. This. Am I correct? Yep, this is the front. Yes. Now I just can, oh my goodness, I am too anxious that I mess up. So let me add also some glue so I can wiggle a little. Alright, check, yep. So your fold line needs to be just a little above. So this folds nicely. That is what I want. There we go. Yes, perfect. Same thing with this one. I'm gonna add also some extra glue so I can wiggle a little. So this folds nicely around it. Press it down, turn it over. Yes, okay. And then I am going to apply tape as soon as my page is ready to put that inside. Then I also can use glue and tape so it holds a little bit better and quicker as well. Yes, okay. This is the front. Yep, and we still need to do this, I know, but let me apply this rope. Okay, the last thing that I need to do for this page is cut this piece. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. At least I'm going to try to explain that the best way I can. So we just make a mark. That's one. And then we need to know how wide this is. You can measure that, of course. Just place this down. And I believe it's a 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut mine 2 3/4. I'm going to split this in half because we do need 2 pieces. So you also can cut this with your scissors. It's very windy outside, so maybe I am going to keep the... Alright, so now what? Because this is not a complete angle, so I'm just going to... Yeah, what can we do? I think this is a 1/2 inch. So let's give this a try. This is a 1/2 inch, so I need to make a mark 1/2 inch here as well. And then we can cut this down from that 1/2 inch mark till that corner right here. Let's see if that is correct. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2. Yep, that is correct, but I am gonna cut down the bottom just a little bit. Testing, testing, yep, I like it. See, smudge the edges, glue it down. You also can add a quote on here if you like. If you want to make a card with this instead of in your album, then you also can add here happy birthday or whatever the occasion is. Looks nice if you open this up. Surprise, happy birthday, or something like that. So for this one, counts the same. So I'm just gonna add a 1/2 inch mark. And then I am gonna cut this down from corner to mark. See if I need any adjustments. Then I can do that right now. But actually it fits nice. So yep. Smooth the edges. And then this piece I leave it like that, because actually you don't see it. When you're gonna open it up, you right away watch into this piece. And the tags I also gonna do that later. Alright, so I am satisfied how this looks. Alright, so it still can close. Yep, nice, nice, nice. I like it. So yeah, when you open this up, you see this. And you don't go overlook this. Now you will see this, but if I open it up, I see this. So I'm not gonna do here pieces. No, it's too much bulk. You need to keep that plain. And the tags, we're gonna do that later. Yep, I added my closures on here. So now I only need to decorate this nice. So what do we see here? I think a nice image will do best. What do you say? Let's choose a nice image. We do use this one on the other page. Just testing. It's always Halloween in my head, and then you do see a little of this girl. Not bad, not bad. This is also very nice. Small one. Also very cool. You can use this guy, not this guy, this girl. Leaving this up a little bit like this. Okay, that's also very good looking. Alright, one of these three is gonna be. Test it out. So which one do you like? I think I like this one. Alright, so how to keep this nice in the middle. Just place this down. And actually it's better to put a piece of design paper under, and there you're gonna draw it on. That's even better. So I'm gonna choose which paper do we like on here. Now I'm going back to my own paper stash right now. Maybe this is cool because I use this as well. Not a dark one. A light one, maybe with a nice frame on here. That maybe looks nice. With this framed, could be working. With an orange frame. Okay, I'm getting here, I'm feeling it. Alright, yeah, I think a dark one is not popping up this one. I'm gonna go with this one. Just checking out your leftover pieces for a nice frame, guys. Use that. Maybe even this one is nice to put along. So just use your imagination, use your leftover pieces, use your tags, and then you will get there. So first what I'm gonna do is I am gonna cut, I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna cut this a little bit smaller. There we go. gonna smoosh the edges real dark. Well, real dark, real vintage, just how I like to grunge the edges. And then I am gonna make a frame first with the leftovers, with this one. And then I'm gonna see where this fits. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit how I'm gonna make this. So what I did first, I glued down this image on a black piece of paper. Then I choose for my leftover pieces these guys, and not by accident, I made these shorter. It was also the leftover, so I could not make it larger, but I still wanted to work. So what I did first, so I cut it out and I glued it on the back fully, so not overlapping it, because I want to have the full side of these images. Then I just grabbed a piece of paper that is ½ inch larger than this completely. I framed it with this orange, but I still had this black gaps, which I only put also some leftover pieces in the corners, so to keep down the bulk. And then it's gonna be looking like this. What do you think? I like it. So I'm gonna glue this down nicely on all edges. So sometimes you just have to be testing things out, if it works or not, and then at the end just do it. Just do it. Alright, place this down nicely in the middle, all edges the same. And then it looks like this. Burnish everything down. So yeah, is it worth it to do a little effort? Yep, I think it is. I really like it. So now I am going to apply this first on my page. I'm not gonna do anything else in front of this page. Just gonna, of course I can make another pocket. Can I? Yeah, I can. I can, but do we want this? I don't think. This is thick enough already. We made 2 pockets on the inside, so do we want more? No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna leave the front as it is. I like how it is right now. So make sure everything is correct. Alright, see, this is the front. I'm gonna put this on, and then I'm gonna close this so I can see where exactly I want this, because I definitely want to have my image fully. Yep, and that's pretty much just the middle. So like I said, you can make a pocket out of this. You can. I'm eager to do so. We can do that. Oh my gosh, why do I always think of something you can make? No, but then I definitely want to have a pack. No, it's bulky enough. Nope. Also not a tuck spot. It is up to you guys. I'm not gonna do it. It is up to you what you like or not. A little tuck spot or a pocket, so you only have to make 3 hinges for the back. Easy to make a pocket out of this, but I'm not. I think it's thick enough, and we have loads of pockets already, so I am just gonna have this a nice decoration. Just like that. Yep, and then it closes down. Yep, I am happy. I am happy with this page. I love it. I love it. Everything works well. Oh my gosh, I'm very, very content with this. And the pockets we'll do later. Yes. Close this down. And I am gonna put that on my tunnel when the back of the tunnel is ready. Yes, cool. All right, guys. Finally, it's done. Thank you so much. I hope you like this. Let's see what's next.